Hi viewers, welcome to the fifth episode of Engineering First. This is Sanghati Goswami, Project Lead at Profat. Today we have with us Abhinav Srivastav from Chennai. He is currently working as the Senior Project Engineer at IIT Madras, primarily involved with artificial intelligence and data science. Abhinav has a very positive attitude towards learning new things. He believes the fact that the technology industry is growing very fast, and so one needs to keep on learning with the proper foundation, vision, and clarity of working in this domain. Abhinav has the prior experience of working with Infosys, dealing with corporates, and now he has a mixed and enriching experience of working with students and professionals of this field. So let's welcome Abhinav on Engineering First and hear his interesting story. Hi Abhinav.
Okay, hi, good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fine. So it's a pleasure to have you on Engineering First.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so tell us something about yourself, about your interest, passion, and we would also like to know about your professional interests so far.
Okay, so first of all, everybody, my name is Abhinav. I'm working as Senior Project Engineer at IIT Madras. So currently, I am part of Artificial Intelligence team, and I'm also leading a software team there. So my current project deals with predicting the air pollution at a given time and space.
Okay.
So this is kind of a research project we are working on, and my passion in that is that likewise I'm very passionate about sports. So I'm also passionate about reading books, traveling, but on the professional front I'm very passionate about data insight. So this is what drives me further, which has driven me to where I am, and so for now the journey has been good.
Yeah, so that's very interesting to know about you. I mean, you have put it really well to our audience. So moving ahead, could you please share with us any kind of notable challenge that you have had so far? And we would also like to know about a key takeaway, in dealing with that challenge.
Okay, there had been so many challenges I talk about, but I think for an engineer to decide what they have to do, what is the driving source of energy, what their passion really is, and whether they'll make out some money of that passion. That is really important, and that is because since I am in IIT and I'm dealing with many students, researchers, so I think this is the thing I find lacking in so many people. So I'll start with it. So it all depends from where you have done your graduation. So you have to develop your passion from there itself, because if you talk about great minds, great people, they at very early age they know what they have to do. Even I was not too much into data science or artificial intelligence, so actually I was doing an internship abroad during my college days. So there back in 2000 late 15s, so I heard about this artificial intelligence in my third year. So I came back, I did a lot of research. So my university and my professors helped me a lot. So with time I took 1.5 years and I completed a small research paper on blue eyes technology. So, but you know how colleges work. So after that, I had to go with the campus placements and companies are coming. You have to. So I was placed at Infosys. I went there and I did all those training part. And there at Infosys you do not have an option. You have to select the technology work at, which they are giving in a sense.
Okay.
So I worked as an SAP consultant there in Infosys, Pune and Bangalore. And in a short span of 5 to 6 months, I was very clear that this is not my thing. So here comes the challenge. So actually, see, you must be aware that a lot of people are moving into data science. There's a lot of buzz in the market, machine learning, data science. There are plenty of courses online available, and people are taking that courses. And so I also started I went with the flow. So I did some short courses that I'll not name the companies. I did short courses, and so the driving force here is you need to keep learning. See, data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence, none of it is a bachelor's course. At graduation level, we usually have some basic mathematics, and we are not introduced actually to a proper machine learning algorithm. And I think it's actually a master's course. So many people are taking courses. So the career transition, so many companies are providing that. But I think the most important part is you have be passionate enough to learn every day. I had to make so many. I was not able to give time to my family, friends. I have few friends now because of that. But if you want to learn, you have to sacrifice few things. So since I was new in that domain, I devoted a lot of nights and time and energy in that. But gradually I made it. So yeah, this is the toughest challenge. There's no shortcut to anything. Because I tried many shortcuts. I told you I did some short courses, but that did not help. That did not help at all. And I'm taking many interviews. I take a lot of interviews for jobs and all. People do apply and have taken interviews. So there also what I find is people just have taken some courses and they are applying for a job, and it's not fruitful at all.
All of the things that you have said, it's really commendable, and like it's all of these things are really important to survive and sustain oneself, be it in any career line, right? So yeah. So
in engineering specifically, I think see, engineering, if you talk about, I'm a computer science engineer, so technology is changing every day. You cannot eradicate it. Like you have to learn. You have to learn every day. You have to study. So this is the most important thing, and people, in short, are lacking in that. So
yeah, absolutely. Like we have seen that globally, most of the sectors are shifting into this technology world, right? So most of the sectors are getting more and more dependent on the technology sector because it's very robust and easy to handle, right? So, but when we say that it is easy to handle, it is you guys behind these technologies that make it usable and comprehensible. So yeah, so it's a great thing to know. As you said, in this field you have to keep learning new things because the entire industry is growing, right? So what do you think? I would ask you that what is your vision with this entire industry? As you have said, you are involved with artificial intelligence and data science, right? So keeping a note of it and keeping a note of the growth of the entire industry, what do you see with this entire industry? What is your vision with this industry?
See, actually, there is a lot of stuff going around with the artificial intelligence. If you talk about any big giants, Google, Microsoft, research centers, there are many research centers in India as well. I'll specifically talk about India. So there's a lot of research going around, and we are working closely on it. So I think the flow is currently in a right direction by the government and by the researchers, but people who are getting into, who wants to get into artificial intelligence and machine learning, they need to realize it's all about maths. So there's lot of integration, algebra, statistics. There's a lot of maths involved. So people come and they put their hands up. So, but there are still many passionate people who are working in this domain, and there are a lot of enterprises, there are a lot of courses by government as well. I see all the IITs are currently giving masters in artificial intelligence and machine learning, with very few private colleges actually or universities are part of it. So since it's new in India, people should realize that they have to move in such a way so that it's helpful for the society and for them as well, because artificial intelligence is directly impacting the lives of people. So they are hitting it. So if you talk about COVID as well, I believe the trend you are asking is due to COVID. This is what I believe, what the future trend will be. So see, all the things which we are predicting, whether the COVID will end, how the flow will be, all this is part of artificial intelligence. So it's not only in healthcare industry, it's in every sector you name it, and artificial intelligence is there. So India is not doing the best in AI, but it is developing,
striving, yeah,
towards the growth. Yeah, so it's finding its track, and we are in a good pace. So many. Okay, I think I cannot disclose that, but people are contributing a lot.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. So yeah, that's something very insightful of whatever you have said. I think that's really going to help our audience to know. And you really have a constructive vision towards this industry. That's really nice to know. So I would ask.
Okay, one more thing. The first question was what is the greatest challenge? I think whatever the challenge is, what I find if I meet someone and if I ask him when they are in an early age, who is your guide? So they do not have any answer for that. But it is very important for everybody to have a mentor or guide. But that guy should not be 2 or 3 years more experienced than you, or 2-3 years senior. He should be, around in 40s and 50s, and he should have seen that all the transition period, and they can help you rectify what you can do best. And so there should be a guide. So that part is also lacking. I missed that, so I really wanted to make it.
Yeah. So thank you for adding that. That is really important. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you say that you were involved with Infosys at a certain point of time, and now you are.
I worked there for 2 years.
2 years. So, all right. And now you are working in IIT, right?
Right.
Yeah. So you have to deal with students as well, I believe.
Yeah. The students with professors.
Yeah. So I would like to ask you one question about what is the gap that you see between a student and being a professional? Like, what is the journey that a student should, as you have seen the corporate life as well, right? And you are also involved with the preliminary stage of it, the educational life. So what do you think? What should the journey for a student to achieve I won't say a much experienced professional life, but what should be the approach of a student while that person enters into a professional life? What do you think?
Maybe I'm not that old enough to answer because I have 3+ years of experience, but my transition phase has been very good. So, and as far as I have done, I think so how the transition phase should be, how people should do. This is what you're asking, right? What students should do to be a good corporate leader.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing is, see, we often see that people, particularly students, some students do not see do not see themselves contributing to the organization. They see themselves first and then the organization, right? That's why in some way or the other, we see that some sectors do not bloom as per the rate that it should. Right? You must have observed that.
Right.
So it's a part of the process that professionals need to be. I mean, the students who are one day, someday going to be professionals, they need to be very what do I say? Authentic about whatever they're doing, right? Whenever they are involved with an organization, they should, take seriously the vision and mission of the organization. So, what do you think that should be?
I like to quote an interesting fact. So I had after graduation, I went to Infosys, and we have to go through a foundation program there for 6 to 7 months. So I had so many friends there, so we all finished that foundation course, and we got different campuses to work upon. And we went to different campuses. We were placed there actually, and I will not say none, but 80% of the friends are in different roles and different companies. So if you take my example, I worked at Infosys. So for 1 year at least, I was involved in a technology I was not interested in. You see, so I think this is what I'm saying. So see, actually there's a lot of stuff which goes behind. There's a role of tutor, there's a role of mentor. A student should have clarity on what he wants to do in life, which I quoted it earlier. They at very early stage, they should try to come up with what they want to do. So I have worked in Infosys as senior project engineer. So what I believe, when people were coming into my project, so they did not have vision, and they were not clear at like what they want to do. So there were many graduates who were entering, and they were not sure they will be doing masters after 2 years, or they will continue their work. So I think this all the foundation should be very strong. People at early ages, when they are in their colleges, so they should realize what they want to do. As far as why companies are not booming up due to resources they hire, so I think it's because of the new people who are coming. They do not have very clear idea. This it's not about a 2-tier or 1-tier college. Even the 1-tier college student, they work for a few days and they decide, okay, this is not my stuff. So so at graduation level, so the internships are for that. You have to do internships. You have to set a particular target. You have to have a spark for it. Like if you talk about me, I had developed a sense of liking for artificial intelligence at an early age. So I worked with Infosys for 1 year, and I knew that this is not my stuff. So, and then learning involved. So I had to learn a lot, because that was complete, because this is a master's course and I have to do a lot of work besides being part of Infosys. So I had to work 9 to 12 hours for Infosys. Then I had to go back, do 6 hours of course, online course or offline course. And then I had to do self-study for 4 to 5 hours. So I think people must have clarity at early age, and once they are into it, they are into it. People nowadays are choosing some career path, and in their early ages, if they are not finding success, they are just mingling around. So it's not a right time to search for the right direction. Though it's never too late, but still I think. As far as your question is concerned, why new people who are being hired at a company, they are not fruitful enough. So this is the answer. Like people are still confused. The new joinees or new graduates are still confused, like what they have to do. Is this company good for me or not? People at Google, see, people who joins Google at early stage, they do not leave the company. The company either asks them to do masters if they have certain liking for a particular subject. They make them learn. But at small scale, this happens on a small scale. So people have to have clarity for what they have to do, and for that, that is why I said they need to have a guide.
Right. I think whatever you have said, for having a foundation, vision, a spark to get through the process of learning every time, because it's obviously it's an observably a growing industry, and one needs to keep on learning, right? Dedication is also a part. As you said, you work for 8 hours, then 6 hours of coaching, and then self-study. That's something that itself sends out a message that whatever you do, you have to be dedicated towards it, that in order to achieve the result. So yeah, Abhinav, I think that was really great talking to you.
Thank you so much.
I think our audience will really be motivated of whatever you have said regarding all of it, the messages you have sent out. And it was really pleasure to have you on Engineering First. Thank you so much.
Yeah, feeling is mutual. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Hi viewers, if you liked our episode with Abhinav Srivastav, then please give this episode of Engineering First a thumbs up and subscribe to Perfect for more such Engineering First interviews. Thank you.